Hello, everyone. Welcome back. It's season 4 of Learning Curves. So excited to be back here with you. Took a break for a little while, and I have a great episode today. I don't know if I told you all in the last episodes, but I'm going on my 25th year anniversary owning CEA Marketing Group this past year. So just lots of things to talk about. We recently hired 4 new interns. So they came up with the great idea of wanting to interview me because they had a lot of questions about the agency, about the studio. So we thought, what a great way to introduce you to me and maybe some of the questions that you might have about the studio and about CEA and a little bit about my history. And the first intern at CEA I'd like to introduce you to is Miss Samantha Bosetti, who happens to be my daughter. Sam, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Hi, I'm Samantha Bosetti. I'm my first year interning here. She finally got me to work for her, which I'm excited to do. And I'm going to be a sophomore at University of Florida.
I know she said she would never work for me, and I got her here.
It's not true.
I trapped her. Yes, Sam is studying. What's your major in school?
Biology.
She's majoring in biology.
I'm going to minor in business.
Minor in business. So you never know. She might end up in marketing. She might end up owning her own vet clinic one day that needs marketing. But what I told her is everybody needs marketing in business. If you can learn it, that's a great thing to do for yourself. It just helps you be better at everything else that you do in business, and marketing is such a big part of business. So I think you're really going to learn a lot, Sam, by being here at CEA in Second Soul.
I agree. It's up for discretion what I'm going to be doing, so I like to be versatile.
That's right. And hopefully she'll be a feeder for more interns, sending them my way.
Yes, I have some friends that are going to be going down this road, and I'll let them know. I think it'll be good for them. It's going to be good for me.
I think so too. So what questions do you have for me today, Sam?
So, why did you open Second Soul after owning CEA for so long? What made you want to do all this cool stuff?
I know. The kids thought I was crazy for opening up another business. I opened up Second Soul Studios in 2020, or right during the pandemic. I had the idea probably a little bit before COVID happened in my mind. I wanted to do something. With marketing, things continually evolve all the time. It's constant changing over and over again. And it's one of the things that kind of keeps me going with marketing. That's why I love it so much, is because as you know, your mom, it's hard for me to stay on one task without me getting kind of bored or distracted in some way or another. So this was actually another great distraction for me in my life. But along with that distraction, just knowing that things were changing so much in the world of marketing and moving a lot more towards video content, professional photography, podcasting is taking off like crazy right now. So with me, I've always tried to stay on top of the trends. And by staying on top of the trends is one of the reasons why I've stayed in business for 25 years. So knowing that the trend was going towards heavy video, podcasting, and really great photography, because you need that for social, I thought that kind of starting a studio and really starting that aspect of the business would help keep me around, hopefully for another 10 years, because we always have to have that 10-year plan, right? That's why I did it. And plus we had this space. Remember the space that we're sitting in right now? What did this used to be, Sam?
We called Narnia.
We called it Narnia.
It was a place full of wonderful things and trinkets filled.
What kind of things did we have in here?
I don't even know. There is stuff from our old townhouse. There is Halloween decorations. Anything you can name it. You'd have to literally, you'd get lost in here.
Yeah, we also use this as an event storage unit because CEA did, we probably ran well over 100 events a year at one point. So we actually owned all of our own props and everything that we stored right here at CEA, from bingo machines to dice roll tables, decorations, all kinds of things for events. And we also had the annual Halloween party.
Yes. I got stopped when I was 5, though. You stopped it so short.
Yeah, the kids loved having the annual Halloween party. That's something that we had at CEA every year. And Sam was very little when we had him. And fortunately, we stopped them at 5 after probably having about,
You probably had a lot with Trevor.
yeah, probably 6 or 7 of them every year. Pretty crazy. But yeah, that's the main reason is I just try to follow the trends. And I think that, I'm really glad that I made the decision to do this because there's so much changing right now in marketing with AI coming out. It could take over certain things that agencies do, but I think always having professional content, professional podcasting, videography, even photography. I don't think a robot will be able to do that. I'm sure they will one day, but hopefully not in the next couple of years.
Yeah, I was going to
anyway.
ask, how do you think AI is going to, control your business in the future? Just, change it? Because it's altering things so fast.
AI is something that at first, it just diving into it, it's like, holy crap. When I first went on there, this is insane. It's a little scary, but what I really think is, again, looking at the trend is AI. So for us as an agency, we are diving into all the tools that are available with AI and learning how to use it. Again, like not everyone's going to be able to use AI or know how to use it effectively. So being smart and learning how to use the tool will help you work smarter, work faster. Could be also be a way to, save clients some money too, because you're able to do things a little faster with the tools, but basically using them to your benefit. Because when the internet came out, that was kind of crazy too, because I was back before the internet. And that made us really start working fast because we used to actually have to go to, we created things on boards, storyboards that we'd have to draw. When we sent something to the printer, we had to get film that we delivered to the printer and drive CDs and discs to them. So they would have to print it out. We'd have to go to the printer to do press checks. So everything was like driving here, driving there, meeting with clients. Once you got the proof approved, then you'd have to drive to the client to have them approve it and then bring it back home. So how many clients can you really service?
Yeah, oh my God. So you didn't email or anything?
No.
That's crazy.
No.
Like,
well, agencies were a lot bigger back then because of that. They needed a lot of people.
how did you connect with the clients though? How would you acquire clients? With
Phone
ads
calls.
instead of phone calls?
Yes.
Yeah, no ads. I use TV. There's
Well, back then, advertising was mostly newspaper, radio, television, direct mail. And the way I connected with clients is honestly the way I still do connect with clients today is through, I am a networker, so I like face-to-face events. I like to be able to get to know somebody because that's really how they're going to do business with you. Back then, networking was everything. We all went to trade shows. There were tons of trade shows where you could meet people, industry events, and all those things. And all those things still happen today. But then there's also other means of getting with clients now that we didn't have back then. But just like the internet made things faster for us, now AI is really going to speed things up as well. So I think as an agency, we just have to really, again, just like I did with social media, that was crazy as well. But just getting in there, really learning all the tools, learning all the benefits of it, and becoming somewhat of an AI type of agency. And be very transparent with your clients that, yes, we are using these tools, but we do have creativeness within it, us, to take the tools, let it help us, but at the same time, our creativity working along with the tool. But there's now an AI tool for almost everything.
Yeah,
And that's just going to
anything.
continue to advance. And in order to stay in business, it's just something that CEA and Second Soul is going to have to embrace.
You have to use everyone else is going to be using it,
Mm-hmm.
just who can use it better.
Yeah, I've been using AI for podcasting right now.
How?
So we're able to take a podcast and put it into our AI program. And what it does is it will actually come up with show notes. It will write e-blasts for you. It can help you write captions, and it gives you client quotes. So what I love about the tool for podcasting and AI is a lot of times it's really hard to write in a client's voice or understand how a client speaks. Especially you might have a female writer that might have to write for a male client, for example. Well, the tone and the voice and the way they go about things is very, very different. So what happens is if we can have the opportunity to get our new client, which I always try to do now, is invite them to be on my podcast so we can have their voice recorded on my podcast. And then from there, we can put that into the AI tool, which will give us quotes, direct quotes of how they speak and how they feel about things.
That's really crazy when you think about it.
It's smart though, because it takes a long time to learn your client as an agency. And by having the podcast, it really helps speed things up. So, yeah. Do you have one last question for me?
Yeah, like back to Second Soul, like why do you think like these podcasters or even like photographers, like why would they want to use this space?
Because this space is awesome.
Yes,
Sam.
it is awesome. But like how can like them utilizing the space rather than using their own space, like especially podcasters, like and all, like because it's really trending right now. So why
it really is. I think you come to a space like Second Soul to either learn the craft. You could be a brand new podcaster. You don't know what you're doing. You want to get started. You really want to come to a place where you can learn and have them help you produce it and kind of walk you through all the steps of what it takes to put on a really great show. So there's that. Now, if you've already been doing it for several years, it's great to have your podcast from your home, but at some point I would think, as somebody that works from home part-time and works from the office, that there's something about going into a professional studio. There's something about having those mics and the video cameras surrounding you, and like you're part of a true talk show. When it's just you at home and your computer and the person on the other side, I think it's a totally different experience. The other thing I love about our kind of podcasting is it's bringing people together. So if you can get your guests to actually show up and meet you here at that studio, you have that one-on-one time with them. So if you're using your podcast to get new clients and you're interviewing a potential client, that gives you 2 hours of one-on-one time with that potential client that you would normally not get because people don't answer their phones anymore. And you're barely going to get someone to answer an email. But if you play to their egos and say, hey, Mr. Home Builder, I love what you do. I love your homes. I'd love to interview you and learn more about your business. Will you come on my podcast? Most people will not say no to that because everybody
they want to talk about
wants their place,
business.
Yeah, they want to be able to talk about their business, and people also love to talk about themselves. So what better place to do that? And then by that point, you're nurturing the person. It's also what we have available here at the studio is interesting spaces that will make your podcast more unique. You can use our podcast professional podcast studio upstairs. It has all the sound panels all around it, has a beautiful table. We have the latest podcasting tools, automatic editing while you're doing your podcast, which is great. We have Rode microphones. We have state-of-the-art video cameras that's videotaping us right now. Perfect lighting. happening. Now, are you really going to get that at home? And we have Ennis
Yes,
over
you
there.
have people putting it all together.
Nobody has an Ennis like we do as our production guru that's video and handling the sound engineering. Having someone taking care of that for you so you don't have to worry about that. I would get so stressed out if I'm doing a podcast and okay, now it's time to start it here and we got to do over this and oh my gosh, the media's not working. I mean, how many times does all of a sudden your media shuts down or you lose Wi-Fi or something happens? It's stressful. And I get stressed out. I'd have a hard time getting back into the interview again. We're here, you don't have to worry about any of that. The other thing that we have is the advantage of having like a talk show style podcast like we're doing right now. We can do it in front of our beautiful kitchen, in front of the brick wall. We also have the pink
You
ladies'
have so
room
many
upstairs.
cute spaces here. I love the upstairs. So cute.
Isn't it cute?
You can also decorate it however you like, which I think is a nice touch.
Can give it your own style, your own spin, and the studio's yours to create it however you want and create the perfect show just for you. And the other thing too, it's professional. And I think people know that the difference between a professional podcast and one that's done out of somebody's closet. You know, sometimes you can tell. Now, especially when you're doing video. I mean, if you're doing audio, then, you know, doing something from home I think is fine. What makes Second Soul different is the fact that when we do podcasts, we highly, highly, highly recommend that our clients also do video because it's another piece, it's another content piece that you can put out all over social media. You can put it up on YouTube, you can put it on your website, and then you also have the audio version that goes out to all the RSS feeds. So instead of having one piece of audio content, you now created probably 26 different pieces of content. So that's also great. And doing a video from your house, yes, you can put your smartphone up and have like the little camera around me, selfie light and all that and do it. But the production values, it's not that
once
great.
you want to get up to the next level, you definitely need some place like this.
Yeah, if you're going after high dollar accounts and really ready to start making some money, I suggest that you contact Second Soul Studios and let us help you produce your podcasts.
Definitely.
Well, thank you so much for asking me all these great questions,
Thank you for
Sam.
letting me.
We appreciate you, and we look forward to working with you the rest of the summer.
Yes, I'm very excited to learn.
Yeah, well, we're excited. One of the things that you're going to be hearing more from the interns is they're going to have their own podcast and document their experience here at Second Soul and CEA. So we're going to be really excited to check that out soon. So thanks a lot for coming on my show, Sam.
Thank you.
Okay. Oh, also, we want to wish her a happy birthday. It won't be her birthday when you're watching it, but it is today. So happy birthday, honey.
Thank you.
And now I'm here with my second intern, Miss Taylor.
Hi,
And-
everyone.
Hey, Taylor. How you doing?
Good. How are you? I'm Taylor Neubner. I'm interning for the summer with Miss Kelly. I go to UCF. I'm majoring in communications, and I have a writing and rhetoric minor. So I've already learned so much. This is what, our fourth week?
Yes.
So I'm really enjoying it a lot.
That's great. What are some things that you've learned over the last couple weeks?
It's funny, I was doing a discussion post for my internship class that I'm in for the summer, and I wrote that I was learning a lot about marketing, but I was also learning so much about sales, project management, design even, Even like working with Tom and website development, it's been really interesting to dip my toes into really everything that you do, because I feel like you wear a lot of hats as well.
Yes.
Yeah, so that's been a lot of fun.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, the interns that work at CEA, they get a lot of opportunities to learn so many things.
Yeah.
We let them kind of jump right in, be part of a lot of our projects that we have going on. So it's going to be a great experience for you, and we're looking forward to working with you. It's already been a wonderful experience.
Me too. Thank you.
So what questions do you have for me?
Okay. I'm going to start with what are some lessons maybe that you've learned in your 25 years, maybe, or a few things that you had these ideas of coming into the marketing industry that have changed, or just some really tough lessons that you've had to learn along the way? Yeah, that's a crazy one, but
That's a
there
crazy.
has
That's
to
what
be
learning.
something. I was
I
thinking
like
more
this
of
subject, because that's what
Yeah.
learning curves is all about, is lessons learned.
I was thinking more of like maybe something that we might think about marketing right now that might evolve as we look into the industry more. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So a lesson learned as far as evolving as an industry, or
Yes.
one of the lessons is marketing moves really, really fast. So what I've noticed is if you don't keep your pulse on something, like, you're out of the game.
Yeah.
So it's crazy, and it can be super stressful. But I think that's the biggest piece of advice that I give a lot of people that are coming into marketing, is that don't ever, if you're too comfortable, then there's a problem.
Yeah.
Because in marketing, you can't ever be too comfortable in a position or something that you've learned, because there's always something more that you can learn. And things move so fast, and things can be drastic as well. So you have to be prepared for those things and not be afraid of change. Because if you're afraid of change, then that will ruin you. You have to be able to embrace it, because marketing does change a lot.
Yeah, I feel like CA is really good at staying with the trends. How did social media, or like the emergence of social media, force you to be like innovative?
That actually saved us as a business.
Yeah.
We started in social media. It was right after, before social media, we were primarily a traditional marketing company, which most marketing companies were during that time period, where we were doing mostly like newspaper, radio, television. That was all the main thing. Direct mail. We were building websites at that time period, and there was a little bit of digital marketing. I think Google was still around. It's very different than it is right now. But I knew at that time period that all the businesses around me were starting to fail. Builders that I worked with, a lot of them were going out of business. People I knew were losing their jobs.
Yeah.
It was crazy. And we went from like really probably our best year ever to our worst year ever within a year's time period. And before that happened, luckily I was smart enough to see the writing on the wall that this good thing that's happening, something's very wrong with it.
Yeah.
Because it shouldn't be this good, and something's going to happen, right?
Yeah.
And I told my team that at the time. I said, and we're still around as an agency because a lot of our clients are really struggling, and they're making one last effort to try to keep things going for themselves, but I don't know how long they're going to be able to do that before they just stop marketing for a while.
Yeah.
So I can guarantee you that there were, I think, 15 of us at the time period. I said 6 months from now, my prediction is half of you will be gone. And if you want to stay and have a job, I've been doing a lot of research with this new thing called social media. And I've been on Facebook with all the college students. They all started laughing at me. And I go, yep, I'm on there with all the college students. There's a
You
couple
knew.
other adults on there and
You
me.
knew.
But I'm telling you that this is going to go somewhere.
Yeah.
And I recommend that you all get Facebook pages, Twitter accounts. MySpace was the thing back then, a MySpace account. And we're going to jump in and figure this out. And so I want you all posting. I want you all doing all this stuff. Those of you that engage with this will be here, and those that don't,
You're
you know,
gone. Yeah.
consider yourself, you're going to know when I have that conversation with you. So that's exactly what happened. Half of them were like, this is crazy. I'm not doing that. So I ended up with the 6 survivors that took on social, and we completely changed our company at that time period. I put an ad in the Business Journal, an insert, talking about our social media services. And at that point, we pretty much had maybe one real estate account left. The rest of them we can't market anymore. You know, they all stopped. And at that point, I started getting calls from people from that Business Journal, banks, a sports team. I ended up with 2 banks, a couple sports teams, a bowl game that bought us in because we were the only company at that time in Tampa Bay that was offering social media services.
Wow.
So it basically saved the company, and it completely turned everything. So during that time period is when I made the shift from traditional to digital.
Wow, that's really interesting. Speaking of like kind of the evolving industries, I'm really interested in like the real estate side of everything, which is great because I know you work with a lot of like real estate developers, home builders, all of that. How are you able to market in an industry that is very up and down, like the real estate industry?
I dye my hair and I drink a lot.
Right.
That's how I do it. And that's the truth sometimes.
There's Kelly's insight answer.
It's
Because when it is that, like, that's your niche, I bet it's very stressful.
yeah, I have to tell you that it is a very difficult industry to work in.
Even interest rates right now. Crazy.
Well, there's a fine line, right, with how things turn. With marketing, things can be too good, right? And then they can be really bad.
Right.
But then when it's right in the middle, like right now is perfect for marketing, because when clients feel a little bit of pain, they're starting to feel some pain. I even told some of my clients, I need you to feel some pain.
Yeah.
So you'll start doing some more work
Yeah.
with me. You're not feeling enough pain. You know, now it's like, okay, now you're feeling some pain. Now that then
Yeah.
they come to you because they're like, yeah, we need help with marketing because they have to market now.
Yeah.
Because they're not getting as many buyers. When it's too good, they don't need to spend as much.
That's something that I wrote in my discussion post the other day. It was interesting to see that some clients are very like, I know I need marketing because like you saved me and I know that there's research behind this and it's great. And there's others that are very, Kelly needs to work her magic on them and she needs to sell them. But in the end, I think they realize that they need to spend the money and they need the marketing.
Yeah, they do. They really, I mean, honestly, everybody needs marketing. And really the smart thing to do is to not turn it on and turn it off, turn it on and turn it off.
Right.
That's what they don't understand is...
Then there's like no consistent results that you're getting back to realize what's working and what's not.
I think the ones that stay really successful are the ones that stay consistent with their marketing, stay consistent with the brand, and not going overly crazy with their spends, but always have some type of presence out there. And also that they're doing good with the community, they're doing good with the real estate community. They're not, a lot of home builders I found too, when things were really good, they just weren't paying realtors commissions.
Yeah.
And I try to tell them all, like, that's going to come back on you because you're going to need them one day.
Yeah.
And they're not going to want to sell your home. Yep. So they need to be very careful on how they do those things, but it's very, the industry is very much like that. But there's a few of them that are really smart marketers. I think that if they're going to grow as a real estate business, as a building business, that being consistent and keeping your name out there is the smart thing to do, even in the
Right.
worst of times and in the best of times. And obviously, a lot of them right now, that it's not terrible, but they have that pain, which is
Yeah.
good for us marketers.
Yeah. One final question. Tell me a little bit about one of your favorite campaigns to work on that is not real estate related. So no home builders, something creative, something that you like really enjoyed.
I have a couple of them.
Okay.
It comes back to the time period when we first started social media. We got a client, and it was awesome. It was a credit union called GT Federal Credit Union, and they bought us on for social media because they had a new credit card that came out. That was a teen credit card. So basically, they wanted to promote this card for parents to sign their kids up to learn, basically give them a credit card
And,
to
like,
help
get
them
credit.
to help them save money.
Oh.
So it was like a card that you could put certain amounts of money in, and I'm saving for this, I'm saving for a car, I'm saving for, and also open up a savings account for your child.
Yeah.
And they get a little card, like a debit, that they could take money in and out, or put money in and it would show them how much they were saving, and okay, what's your goal, and you're working your way up to getting your new car. So what we did is we came up with a promotion. It was kind of an American Idol style promotion that we said, okay, we're going to find the face of the U22 card. It was called U22. And so what we did was an online contest where we invited kids to come and try out. And what they had to do is we put a script out there. They had to take the script and basically make their own commercial of telling us what they were saving for and be creative with it.
Oh my gosh.
So we had over 100.
What year was this?
This was back in '09, I believe. Like
I was going to say
09.
that's very like 2000s.
Yeah. So these kids came and they auditioned online. They had to make a video of themselves, upload their video, and then from there they had to go and get other people to vote on their video. So they would promote this website that we created and tell all their friends and family to go on and vote for your favorite video. So what this did was, it was awesome. It was this kid selling this U22 card. So all these families are coming
they're
on there
selling your
watching the
website.
video.
Yeah.
So they're basically selling them the card.
Yeah.
So we had 150 kids selling the card to all their friends and
Oh my
family.
gosh, it's
So
free
before
marketing.
the promotion even happened, people were signing up for the U22 card.
Yeah.
Super brilliant. One of my account managers, Jen, came up with the concept behind the whole thing, but it was brilliant. And then from there, we took the top, I think it was the top 25 or top 50, got invited to an actual audition at GT Federal Credit Union, where they got to an audition in front of 3 judges.
Oh my god.
I was one of the judges, and they would have
That's
to do their
funny.
commercial in front of us, and we basically had everybody come through. And at the time period, there was this young little artist. Her name was Sweet Caroline. And I don't know if you know Caroline Cole, if you would watch the last audition of American Idol. She actually got on the show, American Idol, but she was a famous singer here locally, and she was Trevor and Haley's age. She was like 9 or something like that. Cute as a little button. She would play at all these concerts and stuff. Anyway, she was one of the spokesperson for U22, and she came in and sang songs and worked with the kids, and it was this whole big thing. But from there, the judges picked the winner of the U22, and then that person we created commercials, and we did a photo shoot with him.
Oh my gosh.
And he was all over the website. We took him out to all their big functions that they had for U22, and he was like the face of the card, which was super cool.
That's what's so cool about marketing, and I think this is why you're so successful, because you have the most creative brain. So it has been so nice to
you.
watch Kelly work and watch her creative magic. Her juices are always flowing up there. So thank you so much for having me.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you for being on. At CEA Marketing, we take your business, your passion, and your why, and we sell it. If you're unsure where to start marketing your company, CEA Marketing is here to help. Our team at CEA has tons of experience and top-notch training, which helps you take all the stress and confusion out of marketing your own business. After years of working with large companies like Pulte Homes and Metro Places, we guarantee the successful implementation of a marketing strategy.